Hello and welcome to All Remaining Systems. It's me, Michael. This is definitely not my usual kind of content, but I've been playing Outlaws, and as a Sabacc enthusiast, I've been absolutely loving playing Kessel Sabacc, and I had this incredible game the other day. Definitely one of the most insane games of Sabacc I ever had, so I definitely want to share it with y'all. So the raw footage is about 16 minutes, so I went ahead and sped it up ever so slightly here. And as you can see by the footage, I wasn't even, anticipating this being a crazy game or anything, but I had just booted it up and I was like, yeah, why not? I started in a Sabacc parlor. I'll do it. So round one here. Everyone gets dealt in, myself included. Start with an imposter and a 1. Not the worst hand, certainly a good starter. But yeah, like I said, I've been absolutely adoring Kessel Sabacc. Before this game came out, I had seen some of the footage for it, and I thought it looked way overly simplistic. I go ahead and try and gamble here, trying to provide a little bit of insights, and look at that. I got a prime Sabacc. Perfect. You'll love to see it. But yeah, I thought Kessel Sabacc looked really simplistic and probably like it wouldn't be that fun. And this is the moment where I realized my Prime Sabacc sucks because the Shiga clan person just inverted the Sabacc ranks, which means that the 6 cheap Sabacc is now the best one. So in order to compensate, I stand for the time being, but I think I play the replay, or not the replay, the refund shift token here in just a minute to get some of those chips back, because yeah, everyone's standing, and the more you go on with Kessel Sabacc in this, the more you realize chip management is a huge part of the game. Really, in the early game, you're just trying to manage your chips as well as possible, and if you can, hold on to your shifts or find the best possible moment to use them. So yeah, the imposters are not always great to rely on, as that person just learned. And the Prime Sabacc, which should have won me the hand, ends up losing me a chip. So, not too crazy. Well, I mean, the shift itself is kind of crazy, but yeah. So, I think when I recorded this, I still only had the 3 basic shift tokens. I've played a little bit since, and I think just playing at the Crimson Dawn table on Kijimi gives you 3 crazy shifts. So got a 3 and a 6 here. I try and go for a lower negative number, and look at that, your boy gets a Psylop. I've still never had a pure Sabacc in this game. I haven't really gone fishing for one either, so yeah, but the Psylops are super helpful, obviously being a instant pair to whatever you have. And so here I've got a little bit of a choice of whether or not I want to go for the imposter or stick with the 3. I think I do end up going with the imposter because I feel like it's a 50-50 chance of either breaking what of getting something better than what I have, or just something slightly worse. But I'm guaranteed a Sabacc no matter what, so I figured I may as well shoot my shot. The Pantoran on my left is already all in with down to her last chip. And it looks like the next guy isn't too far behind. Again, just seeing if I can get anything positive that's better. I didn't, so it's unfortunate, but, she uses her last shift token here on the Ashiga clan person. And, oof. So we'll see what I get here. I mostly remember the later hands of this game, so yeah, I ended up getting a 2, which is a pretty good Psylop Sabacc, if I do say so myself. And I believe, yeah, I technically have the winning hand, but I think it does tie here, yeah. So, unfortunately, they don't lose any chips either, which they only had 1 in, but 2 rounds in, we're already down to a 1v1, and boy howdy, we're not even halfway through this video, huh? So I get Delta's Prime Sabacc immediately, which makes me very, very happy. So I immediately stand, and the round's immediately over. So she only loses 1 chip more likely than not. I'm pretty sure she doesn't do anything more. Yeah, just 1 chip. It is really unfortunate that you get dealt such a good hand and then just nothing comes of it. But, so we get dealt back in once again with a 4 and a 1. At least we've got a 1, so we've got a chance to draw a prime. Let's see. What did I end up drawing? And look at that. There's a 1 right there. Beautiful. Perfect. You'll love to see it. Prime Sabacc again. See, I'm getting, like, actually pretty good hands here. The problem is that the chip management is a little bit difficult just trying to get this person down. So I used General Tariff so that way at least put them in a little bit more. And this made me mad. I had never seen this shift before, but now 3s are the best Sabacc. So my Prime Sabacc is fucked again. And she has to roll to see if she even gets it. And boy, howdy, she sure does. I was fuming. I've also muted my gameplay audio, as you can tell, because I didn't realize my controller audio was coming through. So you could have heard whatever YouTube video I was listening to, plus a few expletives from me. So we're on to round 5. And again, we're dealt not a great hand here, and the only shift token we have left is just a free draw. So it's not perfect. So and imposters on either side, we go for the negative imposter so that we can keep the lower absolute value card with the 3. And our opponent is drawing 2, which means they've got more chips in the pot, which is good, which gives us a higher chance of knocking something out of them. So I figure I may as well go ahead and use the free draw just because, you know, shit, I'm going to be doing it anyway. So it's better to go ahead and use that shift than lose any actual chips for the time being. And again, there's a lot of imposters going around. I ultimately just stand here. So she's got an imposter that she has to roll for. Let's see what she gets. And it's a Sabacc, what do you know? But can our 3s beat it? Sure can, just barely. We get real lucky here. There's a lot of imposter craziness in this game, but, you know, we get down to round 6, where you've got a slight lead with 5 chips over 3. The 1v1s in this game are insane. I've faced off against Lando and Sabacc, and we had a pretty intense one as well. Though it was nothing as crazy as this that was worth saving the replay of. So here I've got a bit of an interesting choice. I try to go for the imposter just because I feel like it's better chances than fishing for the 1. Because really, as long as I can get a Sabacc, I feel like I'm in pretty good shape of either just not losing too many chips or, you know, I just think my odds are generally better of staying in the game longer. Because clearly we're playing the long game here. So I end up with an imposter and a 4, and I roll hoping for a 4, and no, I only get a 3. So we've got a -1 hand value. And then she also has an imposter, so we see what she gets here as she rolls. And it's only ever so slightly better than us. So now we're back on even ground, 3v3, round 7. I've never had a game of Sabacc go on this long before or since. So 5-4, not a great hand, but as long as we can pair something, again, imposter, we've just kind of got to chance it. I'd rather do that than just fish for it. And because, like I said, worst case scenario, we both just kind of pass, and I lose 1 more chip. I can stay in the game another hand. So we end up rolling here, and unfortunately it's a 1 and a 6, just about the worst things we could have rolled. So we get a +2, and we hope for the best, and another imposter from her. She rolls and gets the exact same thing we do. We tie. No one loses anything, and it's on to round 8. This game was absolutely asinine. I was losing my mind playing this. So we get dealt in once again, a 3 and a 5. Again, we're getting dealt kind of mid-range cards here. And we just kind of got to hope for the best. So I go for the Sabacc since it's right in front of me. I'm kind of just gambling on the fact that she might have an imposter. And, well, she ends up discarding the imposter. But again, I'm kind of hand committed. There's no point in wasting my chips fishing for something better if there's no guarantee. Unfortunately, that is a better Sabacc than we've got. So we are down to 1 chip against her 3 as we go into round fucking 9. Again, I've never had a game of Sabacc this crazy before, but here we are. So I can't quite tell what's getting, but I'm praying, because we both got low cards, that I can see a 1 or a 2, and sure enough, we get an imposter. It's the best bet we've got, so we've got to go for it. I take the imposter, stick with the 2, and just hope. At this point, she's got a 2 and a 1. So if we don't tie and I beat her, then I know I've won. At this point, we're both all in. And I know that round 9 is going to be the last round. So she's got another imposter. 5, and we'll see what she gets. 5 and a 4. And I think I've got a 50-50 chance of either breaking even and going to round 10 or maybe even winning. And sure enough, we get lucky and get that Sabacc, and we walk out with the W. This was the most insane game of Sabacc I've ever had. I was so glad that I was able to record this and share it with y'all. Who knows? Maybe I'll post some more or do a Sabacc stream later. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a good one.